Hi everybody, you've arrived at Todd's World of Cooking, and today I'm going to show you how to make cream biscuits. These are going to become your go-to biscuits for any occasion. There are only 4 ingredients and they take no time at all to make. Now I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and ring that notification bell. Now here are all the ingredients you're going to need. Now let's get started. We are going to put our sugar into the self-rising flour, and we'll just use a spatula to mix that around a little bit. You don't really need to mix it too much. There's no need at all to sift the flour. We'll just make a little bit of a well, and then we will pour our cream into the flour and sugar. You want to try to get a cream that is as high in fat content as you can. Manufacturing cream would be absolutely amazing with these. I've used it before. It's not very easy to find though. So just a good full fat heavy cream. Now all we're going to do is use the spatula, mix the cream and flour and sugar together, and it's not going to take very long. The flour is going to start absorbing that cream, and in no time you're going to have a bowl of crumbles. Now I've given this recipe to friends and they've added more cream to it because they just thought it looked too crumbly and dry, but please don't add more cream to this. It's supposed to look crumbly and dry. It's supposed to feel crumbly and dry. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn this over onto a floured surface. You can see that it just looks like a bunch of crumbles and that it's not going to make any kind of a bread or biscuit or anything like that. This is exactly how you want it to look. And we're just going to use our hands and start pushing it together. Get all the pieces that are off the sides and that break off. Just keep pressing those in. You're not really kneading the dough, you're just pressing it all together. Now once you've got all those crumbles into one big blob, you're going to use the heel of your hand to just kind of start pushing it down, spreading it out a little bit. It's not rocket science, it's just, these are just so easy to make. Just use the heel of your hand to press that down, and what we're going to do now is roll it out a little bit with the rolling pin. You can see that it's not sticking to anything. I didn't even flour the rolling pin. It's not sticking to the rolling pin. We're going to check for thickness. Now what we're going to do is very important to this recipe. We're going to fold it into thirds. We'll turn it over and we'll start to roll it out again. By folding it that way, what you're doing is you're creating an extra couple of layers, and you'll see that at the end when I open one of these up. You can see the layer where it just opens up very easily. Now you want to make it so it's about a half an inch thick all the way across. See that when I hold that up like that, it's about a half an inch. And I'm going to use a 3-inch round cutter. With a 3-inch round, you'll get 10 biscuits out of this recipe. And now here's something that's really cool about this recipe. Most biscuit recipes, you're going to be cutting cold butter into the flour. We didn't do that. We used heavy cream. So you can use this dough over and over. It doesn't matter how much you work it. It's not going to get tough. It's not going to get all weird on you because you're not melting butter when you cut cold butter into the flour to make a biscuit dough. The more you work that, the more that butter is going to melt and get warm, and then the dough is going to be really difficult to work with, and it's not going to come out very well. But with this recipe, since we don't cut cold butter into the flour, we're using the heavy cream, so you don't have that problem to deal with. Now I have a sheet pan lined with parchment paper, and something I should have said at the very beginning before we even mixed any of the ingredients together was to preheat your oven to 500 degrees. These cook at a very high temperature for a very short period of time, so you're going to want to get that oven preheated because it can take a while to get an oven up to 500 degrees. Now we've got our biscuits on the parchment paper, and here's something that we need to do that's very important, is we are going to brush each one with about half of our melted butter. Got our melted butter, we've got our brush, and just generously dab the tops of each of the biscuits. Now, once all of your biscuits have been buttered, they're going to go into a 500 degree oven for about 10 minutes, and this is what they're going to look like when they come out. Very, very important step here is to use the rest of that melted butter and brush it on the tops of each biscuit. Since these come out very, very hot, you'll actually hear them sizzle as you put the butter on. That butter is going to immediately soak into the biscuits. And like I said, this is a very important step. So use all of that butter. If you have any left after you've topped all of them, go ahead and put more on the ones that you think need more. You are going to want to let these cool down a little bit. They're best warm, but coming out of a 500 degree oven is just a little too hot to handle. So let them cool down a little bit and then get ready to enjoy. And now you can see how that folding technique that we did earlier makes it really easy for these to open up. You can use a larger cutter if you want. These can be used to make a sandwich. They can be used for savory or sweet. I'm putting a little bit of honey on this one. They're super flaky, really moist, absolutely delicious, really easy to make. And I think you're gonna love these biscuits. So there you have it, cream biscuits. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day.